Born, oh, my pictures aren't up on the wall. I have a picture of the house I was born in. All 6 of us were born in the same house.
Where?
Well, Wembley was our mailing address, but the general area in that community was Lake Saskatoon. And that's where my birthmark is printed.
On your shoulder.
Yeah. And we didn't go to school until we were 7. Because we lived 4 miles away from school.
How did you get there?
Horse and sleigh and horse and wagon, whatever was the season. But at first, even 7 was too early for us to be, because we had it was 4 miles to the school.
That's a long way.
It is. And in summer we would run or walk, because horses were being used in the field. And yeah, it was quite a way to go.
What do you remember about the school?
Pardon me?
What do you remember about the school?
Oh, a 1-room school. Little Mountain was the name. Had a 1-room school, and of course, our outhouse was out. And we had to make our own playground because we were in the bush.
It's the best kind. How many kids went there?
Well, we had my dad. He was very much involved with education. He was educated, and well, in those days, yes, he was. He could read and write English very quickly after he came from Russia, and he used to work hard to make school interesting as possible for our little mountain area. And we had a lot of Ukrainian people and Mennonites. That was the main run of the school.
Where were the Mennonites from?
What?
Where were the Mennonites from?
Most from Europe, some from Germany, but and quite a few of them had quite large families, because you raised a family to work for you. That's why you had them.
Yep. The kids were labor.
Yeah. And, I wanted to go on to school after I only had grade 8, and I wanted to go to high, but I would have to go out of away from home to attend the high school. There were no buses or any transportation, and my parents couldn't afford to send me. So I ended up working in the field when I was a very young girl. And I'm telling you, some of those days were very, very scary. Sometimes, like I work in the field, at first you start with 2 horses. And as you get better, you get 4. And when you only need 1 that acts up a little bit, and sometimes you'd send me across the field with the discs that I was doing, and away they'd go. It didn't happen often, but it did. It was scary.
What only advice would you offer young people?
Always do the best you can. I don't know. Use praise rather than criticism, because a lot of us are very, it would be easy to say, well, that person does this, that person does that. Don't verbalize it. In a word of encouragement, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm not that wise.
You started with no electricity, working on a farm, traveling 4 miles and back to school every day. You learned a lot in there that people today, starting their lives, could benefit from.
Well, that's true. And you know, the world is in such a state where I get what I want. Whether it's good for me or not, but I'm going to get it.
And right now.
Right now, yeah. That is, that's the way the world turns. But anyway, hindsight is always better than foresight.
Well, maybe some young people can benefit from your hindsight.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. It depends on what you do with your limitation. You know, I'm far from perfect. I'm not a. I have some gifts. Everybody does.
Everybody.
If you exercise them and not, not boast about it. I don't know. I hope none of this did sound like it, because that's not what I.
No. It's very fair.
Anyway.
Do you have a prayer for everyone in your family?
A prayer?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I pray every day according to their needs, and pray a blessing on all of them. And my desire is that when I leave this world, I'll see everyone up in heaven one day. That will be wonderful. And that's where I'm heading. I told my doctor this is the waiting room. Yeah, and he says, Erna, I'm glad to hear that from you. I have a Christian doctor. He is so good. And he has prayed with me many times when I have been down, and when my husband passed away, he was there for me. And I really appreciate that. So I have been so blessed, you know, with a Christian doctor and Christian family. It's an interesting life, and if you haven't got a lot to go on, precious memories, how they linger in my soul. And that ministers to me every day. So it matters what your life is all about. It matters where you have your priorities, because my favorite pastor's wife, I was Ella Mae Durkee. I was very close with her. She taught Cindy piano as well. And I was custodian in the church. I was there for 15 years. And I was really broken about something. And then she said to me, Erna, the Bible says, cast your bread upon the water, and in days it will return to you. And I only understood that later in years. Those are the blessings you've sown through your life that come back to you to minister.